Hey everybody, Rodman here. Thanks for tuning in to episode 13 of Kenshi Birth of a Hive. If you need to recap the rules or goals, here they are. And before I start, I wanted to just say a few things. So one, the next poll will be published August 3rd, this upcoming Saturday. If you have input for that, I am only going to be taking feedback on Discord, specifically in the Kenshi suggestion chat forum. So if you would like to propose changes to rules, to goals, to mods, that is where to do it. I will not be sourcing ideas from YouTube comments. There's just too many comments, and not all of them are all that serious. Additionally, if you are a patron, I am sourcing names for the hive, names for the towns, names for the squads, also from Discord. So go to the Patron Kenshi feedback channel. I'm only going to be taking names from patrons. So if you're not a patron, you will not be able to supply me names for what our faction will be or what our town will be, so on and so forth. All right, with that said, you also might notice that something looks a bit different. Yes, it would be indeed the bridge here. The bridge was replaced. I'd never really intended to keep the bridge that I had. The reason why I built the bridge is so that I had to spend materials on it, because in vanilla Kenshi, there aren't bridges that you can construct. So instead, what I did was I constructed a wall to act as a bridge, and then when the bridge was completed, removing the bridge to replace it with, or removing the wall rather, to replace it with a bridge, and what I'm doing with these building materials is I'm going to throw them out. That way, I have essentially not created a bridge for free. I don't want anything for free. That's actually the reason why I prohibited, theft, for instance. All right. Let's trade to Thorns. So now Thorns is a pretty good beast of burden. So we'll use him as such. And we will get rid of all these building materials that were originally part of the bridge that the wall bridge that we had built. All right, so now that Thorns has all these building materials on them, I'm just going to find a nice spot to drop them off and throw them out, essentially. I also had some additional tips. So the first big tip is, let me open up my... Rodney mentioned that I can use wheat already as a biofuel distillery. So let me go do that. The way to do that is go to power, go to biofuel distillery, and switch it from green fruit to wheat straw. I hadn't done that. I feel a little stupid. And there we go. And then we'll put a generator right next to it so we don't have to travel very far. Confirm that. And then the next one is about our farmer. Pillar, you are no longer going to be the farmer. I know. Crazy, right? Because Meat Pants was actually a ridiculously good farmer. Should be called Vegetable Pants or something. But Meat Pants is going to take up the mantle of farming now. Because Meat Pants started with a really high level of farming, which is awesome. So we might as well use that to the fullest. Alright, Thorns is just up here to throw away the building materials. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. And there they go. Not to see the light of day again. And that is the quote-unquote tax for the bridge that I made. As I didn't want to have a free bridge. Whoa, that iron spider came really close. And if you're wondering, iron spiders do not appear to be able to use this bridge, if you were curious about that. Alright, so that means that this vegetable farm we can just get rid of. And then, let's see, we can also start farming hemp. Hemp has pretty high yield here. So we'll make a hemp farm next to the cotton farm. And Meat Pants, you are going to be cotton farming, and then cactus farming, and then hauling the... Alright, so now what I need is storage. I need to store cotton and hemp. I'm also going to be storing copper. We'll put that here. And storing, let's see. That's probably it for now. So we'll get those constructed. I guess Ron will be our engineer. Our second wheat farm is almost done. We are adding just the last few finishing touches. Thorns is home, safe and sound. And then, let's see, Pillar, you can give your backpack up to Meat Pants. Meat Pants is going to need it as being the farmer. Let's go into tech. I'm going to research tech level 3 before I add in any more tech, as I think that's probably going to be pretty important. Alright, so the big wheat farm is done. Green, you are going to help me create the hemp farm now. Beep, you don't have anything to do. I'm going to make you copper mine for now. The generator here requires some copper, so we're not going to be able to get power until we mine up some copper. Alright, green just delivered all the hemp, so let's grab another arm load. Thorns here, you are going to, now that you have this beautiful backpack, take all the junk in here. Actually, take the cacti too, because we can put them into storage. There we go. So now we have a nicely organized storage in the base. Let's see. There is... Yeah, I suppose Autumn Beast was the one that noticed that Meat Pants was a really good farmer. So thank you for your vigilance. Haul to wheat straw. Actually, I'm going to haul to wheat straw before everything else. And that way we can fill the storage up. No, maybe that's bad odor operations. Alright. I'd rather just have them farming. Alright, so this needs water. So let's go ahead and... Cotton, hemp, cactus. Okay. We can give water really easily. Done. So now we have a hemp farm, a cotton farm, 2 XL wheat farms, and an XL cactus farm. So Meat Pants, you're also going to haul to oh, not to breadbasket, to cactus. There we go. So after you're done farming, you're going to haul to cactus. Then you're going to use the haul to the water tank and then do the well. It's a lot, but I think you can handle it. So the wheat straw distillery is all set. I'm going to make Green do it, and then when Green's not doing that, engineer. Silvershade and Ron go hang out with Thorns. Actually, put your stuff away. I don't need you standing around with materials. And they're going to go on a little bit of an errand soon, I think. And Meat Pants is actually shoving all the wheat straw into the distillery, which is great. We're going to have plenty of fuel. I said food, but I meant fuel. So Green, when you're not distilling, you're going to haul to wheat straw. And Beep, just keep mining. Once we get 4 copper, we'll be able to make that generator. And then we'll be able to start cooking for our first home-cooked meal. I am excited about that. Being able to generate your own food is a very, very, in my opinion, important milestone. And we also have a lot of cacti, so it'd be very good to get all that squared away. Alright, so Meat Pants is doing both wheat farms, then cotton, then hemp, then cactus. Let's do wheat, then cactus, cotton, then hemp. Hauling to storage, wheat first, cactus, cotton and hemp as well. And then water tank, and then well. It's busy, but that order operations should work. Speaking of order operations, the whole cooking with the queen, I just had the order operations wrong. So that's on me. Alright, so Ron here, let's grab... We're about to have 4 copper, but grab the 2 copper and start working on that small generator. And then once we have that generator up, we can get Hella to start cooking for us. The drones here have a penalty to learning cooking, but Hella's a princess, so no penalty. The queen does not have a bonus, nor does soldiers. They have a penalty. Alright, so I got hemp-based fabrics. Beds will be really, really nice if I hit and need recovery. And then after we get tech level 3, we also should get thrown. That only makes sense. Beep, when you're done copper mining, you will then haul the copper to the docks. It's too bad the farms need watering even when it's raining. It'd be cool if they didn't. Alright, so Silvershade and Ron are just waiting around for that last copper to be mined, but there's only one spot for a miner. Oh, yeah, there it is. There's the copper. So now we're about to have power. Which is very, very cool. So green, when you are not distilling, actually you're going to, let's do this in this order. Always haul to the generator first, and now we're generating power. Now we're, as they say, cooking with gas. Alright, so that means that Hella, you're going to be moved here, so you are no longer manual stone processing. You'll keep the wooden backpack because you'll need it. So your order operations is this: haul to the food store, cook, haul to cactus, bread bake. Then haul to wheat straw, then grain silo. In that order, I think. Alright, so we're making... Come on, grain silo. Yeah, there you go. She seemed a little bit confused. What's Beep doing? Beep, what are you, got stuck? Yeah, I think you got stuck. Alright. And we should be on our way to making our first meal, really. We just researched beds, so let's go ahead and... Where would that be? Interior, bed. It's a little temperamental about where we place it, but we can always place it and move it. Because I think this bed is kind of floating on the wall. It is. A little floating on the wall. Doesn't much matter. I don't really care that it's floating on the wall. I can always move it. It will still function. This is just... If we stay with this whole, we're going to be hivers and live in a hive, this is going to be a recurring theme of things get placed weird. Alright, so green's making the first bed, and beds will allow us to heal a lot faster than these little camping beds. Alright, Hella seems to be very confused about work here. constantly not really working and standing around, so I'll have to keep an eye on that. Alright, so she's working, but it doesn't appear it that way, because she's just waiting for the bread to bake, or whatever. Now let's see about the fields. They're all set. One might need water. This one? No, it doesn't need water yet, but it will soon, so I'm just going to manually do it. There we go. Alright, so you are... Let's reset this. For some reason or other, her order of operations are totally bonked. So, you're cooking... No. You are hauling to food store. Then you're cooking. Then you're hauling to the bread basket. Hauling to the cactus. Then you're baking. Then you're grain siloing. And then you're hauling to the wheat basket. Now, at the moment, I don't think I have any wheat, so it is appropriate for her to be standing around. Except for she has cactus on her. Or bread on her, which means she could cook. Presumably. She's just kind of not cooking. Let's hope that that sorts itself out. A lot of the times, if given time, it will. And then this will be our first dust switch. And there it is. Halt food store. Okay. Sometimes just like saving and loading or leaving the area will fix a lot of these problems. So, as far as the tech tree goes, we just got tech level 3. So, we'll be able to research a lot of good new stuff. Upgraded generators and all this jazz. What I think I'm going to do before I research any of this stuff is to send Queen on a recruiting run. Hella, do you... But I'm sort of curious about the throne. And how big it is. Oh, it's not very big. We could actually have a throne right now. It would not be so meaningful to have a throne, because this is not a glorious throne room or whatever, but yeah, I'll work on that later. I have to earn a throne, I suppose, first. Alright. First things first, let's go on a bit of a trade run. So, Green and Beep, you are now part of the Hive workers. And the Queen's escort is they're all actually going to follow Thorns. And we're going to go abroad. Ron kind of got stuck. So instead of research, I think at this point, we would be better off trying to add to our numbers. In my opinion. So Queen with her escort is going to do just that. Alright. Now we're away from a lot of the iron spiders, but that doesn't mean we're out of the woods, because we are in Big Thing territory. And even then, Garu can also turn on us and stomp us to death. As can the Leviathans. Nothing's really all that safe around here, is it? Alright, so the idea here is we're heading east towards World's End, which is a tech hunter town that we will be able to possibly add to our numbers. But before we do that... Oh, here's some tech hunters now, aren't they? Before we do that, I was going to grab a bunch of stuff that we can use in the base and to sell. So Queen is going to run around and scavenge her being the most intelligent person of the hive, knows exactly what the hive will need materials-wise. So that's why she's doing a lot of the manual labor. I'm trying to create a role-playing role reason for her to be doing this. It's her home. She knows what it needs. Now, a lot of people suggested... Oh, can't pick it up. Okay, a lot of people suggested that I, like, create gates and walls and things. I'm not looking to make this game any easier. I'm making it to look... to be harder. So, if you have suggestions, making the game significantly easier is probably not a suggestion I'm going to take. Just to throw it out there. So, using harpoons and getting a really well-defended base, that sounds awesome. And if this was not a role-playing series, I would probably do it. But this is a role-playing series. I'm playing a hive, so I'm going to do what hives would do. And I've never seen a hive full of harpoons and walls and stuff. That's not how hives work. That's not how hives look. That's not how hives act. So that's not how I will be. I'm not saying that I'm trying to mimic the hives that exist in the game, because I'm not them. The Southern Hive are xenophobic, hateful, angry, and violent. And the Western Hive are not industrious. They're just sort of... they don't have big plans. They don't have big goals, I would say, is their biggest shortcoming. They aren't trying to expand their territory. They're just fishing and doing a little bit of crafting, and they're happy subsisting. But they're not, there's no self-improvement with the Western Hive. You know, maybe it's because they live in a really, really rotten area and they're constantly fighting beak things. Or, I don't know, something along those lines. I don't know why the Western Hive's the way they are, but it's not, I'm not trying to mimic them. I'm just also not trying to mimic Greenlanders and the like. Alright, might be a way for... Nope, I don't think this will fit. Okay. Well, Queen's not encumbered by what she's holding right now, so that's fine. And it looks like we're just about ready to push on. I'm going to leave this door closed because I know what's behind there. And what's behind there is a ton of iron spiders. And until I can actually fight iron spiders sort of fairly, I'm not planning on ruins looting. Once I can actually take iron spiders on in a relatively... Let's get away from that pack. They just got very angry at me. Once I can take on, until I can take on iron spiders fairly, I'm not gonna exploit them. It would be possible. I'm not saying it would be impossible. You could easily lure the iron spiders out, lure them into like a leviathan, and get leviathans to just kill them off. But I don't like shortcuts, which is exactly why on episode 1 I said I wasn't going to steal my way to a crown, and here I am, episode 13, saying, again, not going to do it. It's possible, it's doable, it's actually pretty easy, but I won't be. Alright, so we are slowly being surrounded by cannibals here, so it's not a place to linger. Now, World's End is about here. I know that the Queen would have knowledge of such things, right? The Queen's actually partially skeleton, so there's no telling it how old the Queen is. She could be hundreds of years old. In fact, there are some characters in this game that are supposed to be hundreds, if not thousands of years old. I think kind of like the Elder Scrolls series with the, the Dark Elves and High Elves that could be thousands of years old or older. I think there's a Dwarfin, Morrowind that's potentially even older than that. I'm not deeply knowledgeable about the lore of the Elder Scrolls series, but I digress. I am acting upon knowledge of previous playthroughs, but then I can also say that the Queen would also know where these settlements are. So we're discovering villages, but I can tell you right now, they're not villages you're going to want to visit without an army. They are villages that feast on your bones. That's probably a tech hunter. Yep, Cat the tech hunter. Alright, let's quickly pause the game a moment and check back on home. I'm just pausing the game so it doesn't crash. Transition between zones. Alright, Hella. If there is wheat for you to work on, I want you cooking. Nope, but there is a dust witch in storage, which means that she has been working. Looks like we just fully harvested the hemp. Farm trader's on the way to the Northern Hive. That's cool. They're probably coming from this hive village. I don't know what I would need to buy from them other than green fruit, and I'm not even sure I really need green fruit anymore because I'm burning, or I'm distilling wheat straw into fuel and then fuel into the generators. But yeah, we'll take a look. It could not hurt to look. Alright, so let's start beelining for World's End, which we'll be probably discovering in just a second here as we're getting pretty close to it. And World's End is a independent city run mostly by tech hunters. Tech hunters are one of the most neutral factions in the game. They are at sort of war with the... there it is. They are sort of at war with the Holy Nation, because the tech hunters, they seek to enlighten themselves through the scavenging and salvaging of ancient technology, and the Holy Nation makes all that illegal. So in those regards, they're at odds with one another, and they will tell you that. But pretty much every other faction is okay with the tech hunters, and their tech hunters are okay with them. Tech hunters are really only concerned about technology, and the only faction that makes technology illegal is the Holy Nation. So in almost every single game you'll ever play, unless you start as Holy Nation, the tech hunters will be pretty decent trade partners. And here their city is. At the top, at the end of the world. The top of the world. Alright, so we came all this way with Queen to possibly and potentially recruit some hivers. So now that Queen's here, Queen will do the talking. She doesn't need a mouthpiece doing the talking for her. So let's see what we've got. I'm going to sell off... Eventually we'll be able to use the skeletal muscles for stuff, but for now I'm going to sell them off because I'd rather have the money. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy camp beds, because we could use those. Hopefully we won't need them, meaning that we've not been injured, but we could use them. Alright, so this hiver here, Squint, is a mercenary, I think. So I can't seem to talk to Squint. Well, that's too bad. Having another Hive Prince would have been nice. Let's check upstairs. World's End also has a ridiculous number of bars. Ridiculous is a good thing. Alright, that's a Ninja Guard, and this is another Ninja Guard. Both hivers, but both not recruitable. The more bars there are, the more chances there are for you to recruit people, which is why I said it was a good thing. Alright, so, floor 1. Oh, here we are. Zill is a... soldier drone. And you're going to be renamed Thor. And I'm not going to change anything else about you. Welcome to the crew. You start off with a crappy katana, and you're naked. Well... For 3,000 cats, what do I expect? This Pato here is, I think, the bar guard, so he's not going to be able to be recruited. But hey, at least we already got one person. One hiver, I should say. Not so much a person. Thorns. Let's keep buying those camp backpacks when we can. And let's have Queen poke around a bit. So everyone else in here looks like Shek or Green / Scorchlander. Up top, there's no one, so we're pushing on. Now, the only problem is Thor here is not going to be a particularly fast runner. So getting him back to home... Oh, this is a hydroponic farm, isn't it? Yeah. Getting him back to home is... I might have to pick him up. We'll have to see. Actually, Queen, let's relieve you of the plates and tools and heavy repair kits and leather. Our pet can carry that stuff. All right, top floor looks to be no hivers. Bottom floor. Additionally, no hivers. Just a bunch of green and scorchlanders. Okay. And I will again buy the camp bed. I'm buying the camp beds because if I ever get injured while on excursion, it will help to have camp beds. Queen also bought a map that shows 2 more hives on the map. So here they are, 1 and 2. Getting intel on the future enemy. Let me poke into this bar. World's End has a lot of bars. It is the World's End after all. The bartender's a hiver. Oh, you're a hiver. Gwyn. Alright. Expensive, but that's totally fine. I'm going to name you Angel. And welcome to the crew. You're going to give your armor to Thor and your topper to Thor. You're going to take Thor's katana. There you go. Getting some good ads here. Anyone else a hiver in here? It'd be a real shame to miss anyone. But nope, I don't see anyone. Downstairs? Upstairs? Just a bunch of sleeping Scorchlanders, it seems. Next building over is just an L house. This is travel and repairs. That might be useful. Alright, let's talk to Scratch. There is a much better limb. So I have a economy left. Here is a... Ooh, no, it's not that much better. I will buy the Thieves' back... No, I'm going to sell that. I'm not going to buy the Thieves' backpack because I can buy them cheaper. Let's buy this map. And buy the research books, but I'm going to buy that and put that on Thorns. Alright, so this map shows us some additional United Cities locations of the south. So Drifter's Last, Clownsteady, and Catton. Alright. And that might be... You know what? I can afford that backpack. Let me go back for that Thieves' backpack. I shouldn't be picky about who I buy it from. Alright, Thor's going to take it. And then, do they have a wooden one? Because I'd like a wooden one. No, they don't have a wooden one. The non-wooden ones don't allow you to stack goods. So they're limitedly useful to me. Additionally, we said that the hivers will be able to self-manufacture certain weapons. And I don't have iron for it, but I might as well look for the blueprints. So... No, I don't see any of the blueprints here. Naginata Katana, actually. There we go. Expensive, but that is a hiver-based weapon. Alright, so the slowest person here is Thor by a long shot. We might have to pick him up to pick up speed. but this traveling group is not yet done. Actually, before we leave, what I really should have done before I left the city, the Northern Hive, is buy some food, because I didn't bring any with me. Or bring some food, I should say. Alright, so here's a wooden backpack. That's for Angel. Now, everyone in this group has a backpack. I'm going to buy some food. And I'm going to poke into some of the other bars. Another thing that we could do is wait a day. So let's go ahead and do that. Wait one day to see if there's anyone else to recruit around here. Because here's potentially another person I could recruit. Awesome. And he called himself a medic. Cool. So, yeah, Frenchie. Your name is going to be Frenchie. And Orsom here, or Frenchie I should say, has a really good field medic skill. That's very good to know. Also malnourished, but that's not my problem. Usually when their price tag's a little bit higher, there is a reason, and the reason for Orsom is particularly good at medicine. Alright, Krupp here won't talk to me. I do find it a little strange that I am recruiting a ton of princes and really not a lot of other people. What are you? Ninja Guard? Alright, so what I'll do is... Frenchie is malnourished, but going to be faster than Thor. It also means that I have a use of yet another backpack, so let me... I don't think they're going to have thieves backpacks here, so I might have to not buy this backpack. Yeah, I'm not going to have a backpack just yet. Alright, well, let me check back on my home crew. So got Meat Pants diligently harvesting wheat. The cactus is almost coming up. The hemp and the cotton just came up. So how much spare hemp and cotton do we have? 25 apiece-ish. So 15. So the cotton can go to medium. And the hemp can go to large. So Green will work on that as the engineer. Hella's working. Okay. Let's see. I'm curious about how much we're actually manufacturing. I don't know yet. But as I said, I was planning on waiting it out and seeing if there was more people at the world's end for me to recruit. So I can keep doing that. There, I put all the building materials away. And soon I could maybe employ the Adventurers Guild to find me some Hive soldiers to recruit. Or Praetorians. Alright, so there's the medium cotton farm. Just making sure that Meat Pants has it. Yep. Still has it as a task to take care of. And trying to speed this process up by letting Green have the hemp from a distance. Spooky action from a distance. That's a weird quote to be bringing up. Alright, so the hemp farm is now large. That's as large as it can get. The cotton farm needs to be... needs to grow a little bit before... before we can... because the yields weren't as high. That's also because we're better suited for green than... we're better suited for growing hemp here than cotton. But I like to have both fabrics. Sometimes there's a lot of things that are cotton specific and some that are hemp specific. I think hemp ends up being more useful, but It's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Alright, now that it's nighttime, there might be some new patrons up in the World's End. But I only have 8,000 cats left, so that might just be enough for a recruit or two. So Squint is still not talking to me. Neither is Krupp. They're patrons, but they're not looking to join up. And that's okay. Can't win the hearts of everyone. I guess they are out of power, which is why it is so dark. But I suppose the gamma trick has been, that's a ninja guard, benefiting you all, so you all should probably be able to see what I'm doing. Some of their towns illuminated, but they're having a bit of a brownout. It's called the World's End for a reason. It's not called the Four Seasons, or I don't know, something nicer. Alright, that is another, what are you, a Hiver Ninja Guard? Nope, it doesn't seem to be a different selection of people to recruit. Doesn't mean that I shouldn't check, just in case. Apparently this is like the Greenlanders bar. They're all Greenlanders in there. Alright. Frenchie's barely malnourished now. Thor is still the slowest, so we're going to follow Thor. But probably after I buy a little bit more food. So let's go and do that. I'll go into one more bar and buy their food. Buy their dried meat. It's not fish, but it will do. In a pinch. And let's all follow Thor. And Thor, you are going to run towards Stoat. We're going to see if we can't liberate some slaves. This escort is growing for sure. Now, if you take, well, let's take a look at our new recruits. So Thor here is a Hive soldier drone, not particularly skilled at anything, to be noted. Basically a straight 0 across the board. That's also why the athletics skill has him running really slow. You got Angel here, who's a little bit of an engineer, a little bit of a medic, some teeny little bit of skills across the board, not many. And then you've got Frenchie, who is the science doctor. We also had the farmer trader show up here. They're calling us no hives. I'm a little insulted, but still, I'm probably going to buy their iron plates. And nothing else. So thank you. Goodbye. Iron plates because I can't easily replace them. All right, Cookie, you should not be cooking. Hella's the better cook. And Oboro, you should be working in the light. Speaking of in the light, let's go ahead and illuminate. I'm going to have some traditional light posts illuminate our farms a little bit better. We have these additional building materials. We might as well put them to use. So I'm going to plop down a bunch of torch posts. And Green is going to manufacture them. So we're making all these building materials for a reason. And then I guess what I could do for now is to torch post here. And here. I'm just torch posting anywhere where anyone's working. Out here. Because even mining like this, you benefit greatly from being in the light. Working in the dark is not good. That definitely looks nicer too. There we go. Meat Pants is no longer farming in the dark. I just discovered Okrant's Fist. That makes me a little nervous. I'm gonna have to check back on them in a moment. But I believe that all of my construction is done. Yes, we are definitely getting dust witches because they are stacking up. That's awesome. So let's check back on the queen and her escort. Let the zone load. Alright. And Thor. Get moving. The terrain really hasn't loaded. Oh, I guess it's just deserty. Now we're back into skimmer territory. I'm going to have to watch for skimmer holes in the ground and stuff like that. Keep a closer eye than the last time I was here. Some bone dogs. I'm not really looking for a fight, even though this bone dog wants one. I'm here purely on a recruiting mission because the queen wants to get home and work on technology. So anything I'm able to outrun, I'm going to outrun. Thor's already going at 17 because his athletic skill has gone up. All hivers, or most hivers, build up athletics pretty quick, especially the drones. Alright, what are you guys? You are samurai. Samurai shouldn't mess with me. They don't usually. It's the United Heroes and the Manhunters and the Slavers that I have to keep a closer eye on. And some of the starving vagrants too. On the outlaw swordsman. Alright, there, you know, now I think about it, there's a lot of people in this region that kind of would like to harm me in some way. Wow, it is quite the haboob out here. Alright, so there's some manhunters over there. This camp is outlaws. So the manhunters and outlaws probably are about to bash heads, but again, here we're on a recruiting mission, so although there might be stuff to scavenge, I'm pushing on. On to Stoat. Some Garu. Oh, there is our first skimmer. So skimmers, as a reminder, move at 14, so they're no match for my 17. So as long as we are traveling and not double backing, we'll be just fine. And this time I'm keeping an eye out for above ground and below ground threats. Ooh, look, I'm also moonwalking. Bunch of mercenaries from the mercenary guild. They're also not going to pay any attention to me. Who are you? I'm trying to click on you. Stalwart vagrants. They're not much of a threat. And here we are, up in slave territory. For now, we are looking to free these guys with our money, but eventually with our arms and armor. All right, so they're forcing me to show them what I have in my bags. I don't have any illegal anything, so no one's up in the blocks. Any blocks. Where is your slave market? It would be... I also might be able to get green fruit here. Alright, here's their slave market. And it's a bunch of Greenlanders. Alright, well, not for lack of trying. Alright, let's see about the green fruit, though. Come all this way, we might as well get something out of it. So, this is trade goods. Nope. I believe there's a farm supply here, if memory serves. Yes, here's a farm shop. Inside, Queen. Show me your supplies. You have green fruit. So, quick reminder. Green fruit small farms cost 10 green fruit, so I'm only going to buy the 10. There we go. Got the 10. It's also possible... Oh, here's a bone dog. Bone dog pup? Sure. I will do a bone dog pup. Red Rain will be your name. And let's try to find you a backpack so that you get your faster. Bull, swamp, no backpacks there. Because Red Rain is going to be super bottleneck for speed here. Totally fine. I'm glad to have another one, but they do take a while to speed up. So it seems like the bars have had backpacks as well. So I can always check the bars. Man, they have a lot of research books. The generator cores here serve no purpose other than the fact that they're very heavy. So if you're looking to do some weightlift training, they're not the most dense item in the game, but they're up there. They're definitely up there. Where's your bar, dude? Point me to your bar. That's a barracks. General shop. Just a residence. Do you guys not have a bar here? Oh, no, here it is. I was gonna say, what kind of awful city is this? Looks like there is maybe a soldier to recruit. I don't know if I have the money, but I could always sell some stuff on Thorns to be able to afford it. So first things first, I was here for a backpack. Oh, but there's a... Yeah, there's some hivers here that aren't slaves. Talk to the barman. Come on. This doesn't seem to be working. Alright, cool. That's useful. Alright, so if I need to sell some stuff, we'll just sell it to this clothing store. Let's do business. Yeah, so I need to make some money to be able to afford to recruit people. So I'm going to sell my power core. That's a good bit of money. And I'm going to sell the electrical components because I can manufacture them back home. I'm going to sell the fabrics because, again, I can manufacture them back home. Sell the leathers. I guess I can part with the iron plates too. I'm more hesitant on that because I can't manufacture them yet, but I'm more interested in adding to the brood than having a few extra iron plates, you know? Alright, stone. Apparently he's a really good laborer. His name was Stone. So I guess that's a pretty good name for a laborer. But you're going to get renamed to J. So he should have, yep, pretty good laboring, and engineering is phenomenal. Yeah, he wasn't kidding. The dude can build walls. Alright, well, that was worth the money, I suppose. Taking a look at the bottom floor. It's going to be like first come, first serve. Let me try the barman again. Alright, he says hi this time. Well, I don't want an animal lunch bag. I'm really looking for the backpacks. So... Carp here looks recruitable. As does... Oh, you're a drifter, though. Alright, he is a good swordsman, but he's demanding a little bit more money than I have. That's okay. I can make a little bit more money. I'll sell some stuff. All these small kits. Now I could sell my skeleton repair kit, but let's see if there's something else I can part with instead. Oh, yeah. These are worth a ton. So I'm going to sell this lesser skeleton repair kit and keep the really nice one. Okay, so I'm up to 18k from 7k, so I got plenty. So Mr. Carp, who says is a good swordsman. Hello, welcome. Your name is going to be Ches. This is proving to be a fruitful trip. Anyone else up here? You, I can talk to. He's an experienced gunner named Jaku. Sure. Why not? Your name is going to be Ferris. And Ferris, are you an experienced gunner? You're not bad. You're not bad. Alright, at this point, I would say I came for what I got what I came for. Queen's Escort is now 11 strong, a little bit more than I had intended, but that's okay. It's not a combat squad. They're not a death squad or anything, so it's not like I'm violating that combat squad rule. Let's go ahead and trade here and buy. It seems a little silly that I sold plates and now I'm just going to buy plates, but that's how it's going to be. Now, I don't know about the backpacks. Let's talk to the farm trader one more time. And the general goods trader. I don't think they had backpacks, but it's worth asking. Nope, they don't. And then the farm goods over here. They didn't have backpacks either, but I'm just going to double check. Make sure I didn't overlook it. Garu, Skimmer, Swamp. No. Nope, no backpacks. Alright, fine. I'm going to go to Shobatai, and I will go there carrying my new puppy. So, speed check. 17 so far is the slowest. 14. Ferris is 14. That's because, Ferris, you have heavy rags. Wow, these are really heavy. We're going to give those to Ron to carry. Alright, so we fixed that. Thor is still the slowest. And I guess Shobatai is through the city. Or out this gate. Oh, I don't know what's going on, but it's a bunch of outlaw farmers. 'Tis cute. Oh, you're chasing me now, huh? Nice, but I'm fast. See, we're hivers, and you're not going to catch us. It's just the way it is. Another thing I have to consider is my food stocks, now that I've added a bunch of people, are going to be dwindling. But, you know, I'm not an escaped slave. I'm actually curious who even looks like an escaped slave, because I think these guys are just being jerks. No one looks like an escaped slave here. Literally, not a single one of us even remotely looks like an escaped slave. So, yep, jerks, as I thought. Alright, you know what, Mr. Jerk? This is what happens when you piss off a hive. Apparently, I get friendly fired. Yeah, did you make a mistake here? I do believe I'm gonna have Ferris back off so Ron can join. The thing is, we can only have a certain amount of people fight at once. Alright, so you fought me. The price of fighting me is you lose your helmet. And, you know, maybe your weapon too. You're not gonna fight any more slaves. In fact, I'm stripping you naked. Frenchie, you are a good medic, so let's turn medic as a permanent job on. I'm checking everyone's health to make sure no one is... So Jay took a hard hit to an arm, Ferris took a hit to the chest, but nothing that's going to impede movement speed. So we're all going to follow Thor, and we're going to head back to Shobatai. And hopefully not get waylaid by greedy hunters again, because that's annoying. The slave master in here is yelling at his slaves to work harder. But I think I'm just about out of time, guys. So, yes, a quick reminder to all of you. If you're interested in providing feedback, you gotta do it on Discord. If you're looking for the Discord link, it's rodamont.com. Every single person that I added this episode has been a patron of mine, and I'm only naming characters after patrons, so you can ask for it, but it will not get named unless you're a patron. If you have any tips, tricks, feedback for me, again, all you got to do is put a comment. But if you are trying to change the rules or the mods or the goals, that's going to have to be on Discord, just so that I can organize it a little bit easier. Thank you all for watching. I'll catch you all later. Adios, friends.